Hey everybody, Radioactive here, and today I have a really interesting, well, I keep saying that, pretty interesting cylinder for you to check out. Now, this cylinder is, well, the ammo isn't really available anymore, unfortunately. But for a lot of people, this ammo gained quite the cult following when it was available. And of course, I'm talking about the fan favorite Boomco darts. Now, this dart in particular may not be, you may not recognize this dart. You might recognize the body, but the color and the head shape are quite a bit different than what you may have expected. That is because these are actually Generation 2 Boomco darts that, as far as I know, only came in a 200 pack available I think it was available in Canadian Toys R Us's, and it was available on Amazon for about a year or two. You may recognize these a lot better. These are the original darts, the much squishier, smart stick type of dart, and the pretty typical color variation. So, this cylinder is 10 shot. It's because of Boomco being so much smaller. I could have gotten, I'm pretty sure I could have gotten 11 to work, but the rotator teeth are already so thin. I just couldn't make it work. So we're gonna go ahead and install it. The air restrictor does need to be removed, as usual. I'm gonna have to remove one of these darts to make it actually go down there. There we go. So we have the Dead Space filler kit installed. We have everything we need to make this cylinder shoot the best it can. Now, some fun facts about Boomco. Back in the day, the M6, specifically a double or even triple springed M6 of Halo fame, Boomco or Mattel used to have the Halo trademark. I don't think trademark's the right word. The license. It used to have the license. So it used to make Halo blasters. The M6, pretty much based off of a Far Shot, I believe it was a Far Shot, was one of the main go-to backup pistols for HVZ. When the ammo was really available, widespread. Because those things, they could hit 110, 120 FPS out of a muzzle loader, and it, for some reason, and now this is because, I think it's because the darts are so thin and so heavy compared to Elite darts. They were incredibly accurate. Oh, excuse me. They were incredibly accurate, but they were also had really, really amazing range. They outranged everything else on the field. It was no contest. Alright, so we have these darts. I do have just a handful of the original Boomco darts that I will be doing FPS test on. So, let's go ahead. 82.6. 81.7. 87.4. 84.8. Now, some of these darts, they do fit a little bit loosely, so they may fall out. 81.8. Oh, that didn't. There we go. This is also the prototype cylinder, so performance may not be exactly the greatest. At least here, but I have worked all those problems out in the latest versions. 91.5. not wanting to rotate now. 82.4, 82.7, 85, and oh, these things sting. Now, so there's some people out there who will argue tooth and nail that, oh no, they do not sting. It's because they don't sting at all. The heads are so squishy, and it's but they're all so thin. It might be squishier, but it's still concentrated so much more, and it has so much more energy behind it because it weighs just that much more. Let's go to shot memory. So probably a little bit lower than Elite, an 8-shot Elite printed cylinder, but it will outrange and be way more accurate than what would normally be possible. So 82.6, 81.7, 87.4, 84.8, 81.8, 87, 91.5, this is the highest, 82.4, 82.7, and 85. Now, let's reset this and put in our old Boomco darts. Now, these old Boomco darts, the heads are a little bit bigger, so we may see a slight, I don't actually know. I'm thinking we'll see a slight performance increase simply because the heads are a little bit larger, and so they grip the barrel just a little bit and build up pressure. Kind of acting like a timing ring. So, let's put these in here. Now, these have the exact same characteristics as the old ones, or as the new Gen 2 versions. But the Gen 2 versions, they can actually work with a tiny amount of modification in 7/16, not to be confused with 9/16 or 17/32, 7/16 brass. Alright, so let's do this here. 71.7, 70.7, 61.4, 61.7, 65.8. So the performance was quite a bit lower, which is really interesting. I wasn't quite expecting that, but maybe the grip was just too great on the walls, so it potentially that's potentially the reason why it reduced performance. So let's go. I only had 5 rounds. So 71.7, 70.7, 61.4, 61.7, and 65.8. So probably about elite performance. So yeah, it's not terrible. So range will be higher just because of how thin the darts themselves are. Now, this is 10 shots, so that's 2 extra shots you would get over a full-length Elite cylinder. And 6 less than you would get with a 16-shot cylinder. So this is probably some of the best performance that you can get. I believe I have a brass cylinder. I don't have it up, but I do believe it exists. I may have to include that in the Boomco cylinder file set, which links to everything, of course, are going to be in the description. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, hit the bell, I guess. Ugh, it feels so dirty. But yeah, I'm radioactive, and I hope you have a good day.